This is Duchal Castle in the valley of the Griffith, Renfrewshire, not far from Kilmacombe. The castle is best described as a courtyard castle, built probably in the 13th century. Within the courtyard there is a natural prominence upon which a keep was built, which might have been of a later date. The whole structure stands on a peninsula, with a spectacular drop on both sides, thanks to the erosion caused by the Black Kitty water on one side and by the Burn Bank water on the other. The castle's entrance lay to the northwest, facing where the lane now runs. It was protected by a deep ditch, some of which remains, and also by the courtyard wall. The section of wall that remains overlooking the Burn Bank water is a surprising thickness and is clearly composed of stones taken from the river below. Some sections of these walls contain gun loops. A very unusual story is told of Duchal Castle. It is said that the ghost of an excommunicated monk from Paisley Abbey haunted the castle and was prone to terrify passers-by with screams and shouts. Finally, enough was enough, and Sir David Lyle, the son of the laird, came to the castle, cornered the ghost in the great hall, and after a terrible battle in which the hall was destroyed, Sir David Lyle was killed. However, the ghost was never to be seen again. Local legend has it this was actually a baboon that had been brought back after the Crusades. One highly unusual, if not unique, feature of this castle is this structure, very dangerous that it is as well. It may be a mixture of a garderobe where human wastes were removed, a chute where all the waste materials from the kitchens and so on were thrown, or must also have been a well with buckets thrown down to collect water. This section of walling surrounds the natural prominence upon which the keep originally stood. It's known that King James IV had one of his mistresses living here, Marion Boyd, and it's possible it was here that their son, James Stewart, was conceived. He became the Archbishop of St Andrews and died with his father at the Battle of Flodden. This is the site of the castle's keep. Walking down towards the end of the peninsula, you can see how far down it is to the Black Kitty water. It is extremely steep, precipitous sides. A place to be very careful if you visit. Here on the courtyard floor lie large sections of well-mortared masonry that have fallen from the keep above. This is the view looking up from the Burn Bank Glen. and shows just how precipitous this side was as well. The castle was besieged at one time by King James IV after the Lyle family had taken arms up against the king. It is said that Mons Meg, now preserved at Edinburgh Castle, was used. However, despite the damage, the castle must have been repaired. So as said earlier, it was used as the place where Marion Boyd, James IV's mistress, lived at one time. This is the external face of the very unusual bell and chute garderobe. You see the arch high up, with the infilled stonework below, presumably to improve the security at this weak point of the castle's courtyard wall. The Lyle family sold Duchal Castle to the Porterfields, and it was progressively abandoned until in 1710, not far from the site, Duchal House was built, where much of the dressed stone was taken from the old castle.